I am pissed off. Huh? I come back to work today, huh? And they tell me, Spencer's playing. We don't need you, Bob. Huh? Put the kid back in. This kid is trying to steal my job. I'm going to have to do something very, 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 very evil.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1,
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right. So we got the Leafs tonight. Spencer Knight's in net. The only lineup change is Mammon is in for Hornquist. He's day-to-day, so we're good there. Defensive pairs are the same. Looking for, I'm not so sure this game's going to have a lot of defense. Could be wrong, but both teams played last night. Both teams have really good offensive. Both teams are going to want to be impressing each other. It's at home for Toronto, so they're going to come out even a little bit extra lit. I don't know. 6-5 Panthers. Not that Spencer Knight's not going to, it is what it is. I just have one of those feelings it's going to be a high-scoring game, especially towards the end of the game when, both teams played last night, so it's bound to happen. All right. Absolutely huge game in the standings. All right, let's just call it the way it is. We got 3 against the Leafs. Not saying we have anything clinched yet, but this is a big 4-point swing tonight. Absolutely huge, which probably means we're going to overtime, right? All right, so 1-1. After 1, it was almost 1-0. Then Brandon Montour came back and tied the game for us. We looked decent. Toronto came out as we would expect, right? They were rocking and rolling. They were ready to go. The first goal was an absolute ridiculous deflection. Really, it was nothing for Spencer Knight to do on that goal. We'll just start there. The only issue here now is we've had a couple of power plays. Now, we still have a little bit of time, I think, on the power play to start the second period. But so far, we got nothing out of it. And the refs are going to even that up. So at some point, we're going to have to do some PK time. Other than that, we look good. And amazingly, I'm in a little bit of shock. Because I praised Brandon Montour. And then he still did good afterwards. I might be losing it. Well, yeah. I really don't feel like losing to Toronto, and I don't feel like losing to Mazrick. And we had a 2-1 lead, and now it's 3-2. And now the power play, I told you they was going to even out the power plays. Knew that was coming. Now we got the one here, right here at the end with Gudis with the high stick. But it's going to be tough making a comeback when you played last night. I know both teams played last night. Spencer Knight's doing what he can. The couple of deflections there, the one rebound shot. Somebody do something about John Tavares, please. Anybody? I mean, Gudis is trying. Ain't no doubt about that. We are going to overtime? Whatever. Did you really think I left? Alright, so here's the thing. I can make all sorts of excuses, and we'll make a few. But the bottom line is, doesn't matter who's on the ice, doesn't matter what year it is, doesn't matter the team. Doesn't matter. Florida Panthers have yet to find a way to stop John Tavares on the power play. And that was the difference in this game. It was like reliving that Islanders series all over again. They didn't beat us with their normal, with their superstars and everything. Freaking John Tavares on the power play. And I know that, at least one of the calls was ticky-tack. And the missed call, that wasn't hooking on Huberdeau, but then was. Okay. That looked to me like a game between a team with a 7-point lead in the division and a team fighting and scratching and clawing for playoff position. They wanted it more. There's no way around that. And the other thing that's always true about the Panthers is if the rule book states any journeyman backup goalie that is having a crappy season and gets on waivers and changes teams must have his first game against the Panthers, and he will be like Patrick Waugh that night. That's it, literally in the rule book. They will change the schedule just for the goalies that move around, so they can make us look like crap, and it makes the new team look like they were so brilliant for picking them up on waivers. And then 2 weeks later, you find out the guy got waived again because it was just that game against us. So, all right, we have them 2 more times, and I didn't see anything tonight that makes me concerned about the Leafs. I know they beat us. They really wanted it. It was at home, and we just didn't have it. Let's just call it what it was here tonight. We did not have the energy level. They did. It showed on the scoreboard. They add the 5th with what? 0.3 seconds left. They had an empty net goal. There's not a lot to say about it. This was not like a mistake-ridden game on our part. Okay? Knight did what he could do. There was a couple of goals there, rebounds, and the last one was he just got beat. You give a guy a breakaway, he got beat. You got to give the kids some goal support. So, very, very reminiscent of Game 6 against Tampa last year. Somewhat. Yeah. Very reminiscent of that. Defensively, Haig. I liked Lucas Carlson before they tried to replace him with Lindbohm, and now they've replaced him with Haig. I didn't see what the problem with Lucas Carlson was. So, I wouldn't mind that switch happening. Gudas tried to take care of John Tavares for us. He didn't get any more goals. He wasn't interested in getting in front of the net anymore, but it was a little bit too late. Too much with the cross-ice passes. Let me talk about that for a second before I forget. One too many passes a lot tonight. And they're not smart passes. They're simply passes because I can. But with too many cross-ice passes, the Leafs are getting sticks on the puck. And if we're not moving it quick enough, that's what's going to happen. We passed up a lot of shots. If you notice, I think at one point, it was still in the third period, and we only had like 16 or 17 shots. And we usually average that per period. Close. Okay? So we were passing up way too many shots for these cross-ice, ticky-tack passes that hardly ever work. And that other play that we keep trying, where the one guy is cutting to the net and we try to time the pass perfectly so that the pass and the player hit the net at the same time and they deflect it in. Again, it rarely works. It rarely works. These are gimmicky things. I'm not a huge fan of them because when they don't work, you've basically taken 2 players out of the equation and now the puck is coming back the other way. So, it's got to give credit to Toronto. They played a harder game. They won most of the board battles. They wanted it more. Even our, Romberg scored, but our fourth line, just the energy wasn't there. Luosterainen had energy tonight. Luosterainen had energy. But Nola Chari was literally invisible tonight. Did he play? I didn't see him do too much of anything. That fourth line did not have the get up and go for the most part. And of course, it was missing Hornquist as well. And Mam, and another one, just invisible out there. So that was a little bit disappointing. And the chemistry, with the power play, it's not great. It's getting better. I like Giroux. I do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about Claude Giroux. But the chemistry is just not there yet. It's getting there. It's getting there. They've got to learn. It almost looks as though Barkov and Giroux's like they don't know who wants to pass first. You know what I mean? It's like I know Barkov's not a shoot first guy. Giroux's obviously a big assist guy as well. So it looks like they're gonna have to. They got to work out some kinks there. And we ended up with Huberdeau on the top line there for a little while, and disappointing night. But look, it has been a tremendously long road trip. It was still a very successful road trip. So we'll call it what it was. We got beat, but I still remain pretty confident we're the better team. So we'll leave it at that. All right, guys, I appreciate all the support. Did this entire recap with a full-on blast and migraine, but I wasn't about to skip on content. So Stu and I will be back in the morning tomorrow. I take a nice break tomorrow, but it's Monday, so it's back in ship day, so you know how that goes. We finally have home game on Tuesday, so I appreciate everybody's support. Thanks for everybody coming out to the live stream 1 hour before each game. Today, I gave a Rob Niedermeyer card away. Rob Niedermeyer, and who else did we give away? Was it Jesse Belanger? I gave away some older cards today, so that happens on every stream 1 hour before the game. All right, guys, appreciate it. Damn, disappointing, but whatever.